November 2025 is on track to be the worst month in recent stock market history. The NASDAQ heat map every day was a sea of red, but the tide is beginning to turn, with Friday showing the start of the turnaround. In today's video, I have a tiny NASDAQ listed penny stock that is making big moves right now, and analysts have given a consensus price target in excess of $15. So in today's video, I will be talking about KNIGHTSCOPE Inc., ticker symbol KSCP. This company is valued at just $55 million, but has over $20 million in cash and are recording impressive revenue growth. The last time I alerted this stock, it rallied over 35% in a matter of days, but the recent drop in the markets might have provided a golden opportunity. Now we've got a lot to get through in this video, so I will try to keep this intro short, but if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? And it helps the channel out so much. I'm aiming to get 500 likes on this video. Help me hit that goal. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now let's get into it. Back in 2021, the security robots market hit $27 billion. Although the industry gathered some attention at this time, it has been largely under the radar. Forget about chatbots and apps, keep your eyes on KNIGHTSCOPE Inc., trading under the ticker symbol KSCP on NASDAQ. This pioneering company is making huge strides with its AI-powered autonomous security robots and cutting-edge emergency communication systems. This company could potentially be one of the most undervalued stocks on the NASDAQ. So first of all, who are KNIGHTSCOPE? KNIGHTSCOPE is an advanced security technology company based in Silicon Valley that builds fully autonomous security robots that deter, detect, and report. The company was formed in 2013 in response to some tragic events in the US, and now the company's mission is to make the United States of America the safest country in the world. KNIGHTSCOPE is an AI security robot pioneer, with several models on the market being deployed at schools, casinos, hotels, hospitals, and other public venues across the US, which I will talk about in a moment. The company has a full range of robotics products, and KNIGHTSCOPE boasts an impressive client roster that includes tons of high-profile US corporations and law enforcement agencies. Now, before I look at the latest news from the company, I want to take a look at the latest investors presentation. KNIGHTSCOPE's mission is very clear. With the long-term mission to make America the safest country in the world, they are targeting a $230 billion addressable market and have the first mover advantage with over 3 million hours of autonomous operations across the country. Now, existing public safety infrastructure is expensive and it is inefficient. Security guards cost between $25 and $65 per hour. Police officers cost communities between $50 and $150 per hour, and they all are required 24 hours a day. The annual negative economic impact of crime in the US is estimated at $2.6 trillion. But KNIGHTSCOPE has a solution. The autonomous security robots are priced between $1 and $11 per hour, and the technology can operate 24 hours a day. They have a huge addressable market. As we can see here, this is estimated at $230 billion. Across everything from healthcare to critical infrastructure to public safety. Now, this sector has great growth potential because with the way things are going, robots could be everywhere in the near future. But this is important, and these are the key growth drivers for KNIGHTSCOPE. They've partnered with Verizon, Frontline Advanced Telecommunications Network, for first responders to drive growth, scaling ASR and ECD business in healthcare, gaming, industrial, real estate, education, transportation, and government. US federal government growth deployed the first K5 Gov at US Department of Veteran Affairs, won a US Air Force Phase 1 contract, K7 autonomous security robot targeting production in 2026, accelerated product development schedule for the K1 Super Tower, again targeting production next year in 2026. With plans to significantly grow top-line revenue profitability. Now, this might all seem like very ambitious plans for any company, but KNIGHTSCOPE is led by a top board of directors with experience from some of the world's top companies, such as Ford, Toyota, and General Electric. Led by CEO William Santana Lee, who has over 30 years of experience and was the youngest senior executive at Ford Motor Company worldwide. Looking at the charts over the past 6 months, we can see that we have very favorable conditions right now. The stock is currently sitting right on the level of support that has been tested a few times over the past 6 months, but has found strong support. On the occasions that it did drop below this level, it was back above it again within 3 days. The last time I talked about this stock was back in September. It rallied more than 35% over the next couple of weeks, and I think we are seeing a very similar setup once again. It's beginning to look very bullish too on the technical indicators, while the RSI has now dropped very low too, and we are seeing the forming of a huge bullish wedge. But what do analysts think of KNIGHTSCOPE right now? There are 4 Wall Street analysts covering KSCP stock. The consensus price target is over $15, with a high target of 27, while even the low target of 8 is still far above the current price. The most recent targets were set by Ascendient Capital Markets, who boosted their target from $26 up to $27 last month. H.C. Wainwright reiterated their rating and issued a $12 price target in September, while the lowest of these targets was set by Lake Street Capital in August, whose $8 price target is still far above the current price. Whereas Lake Street Capital have just revised their rating for KNIGHTSCOPE. As of Friday, November 14th, Lake Street have reiterated their buy rating and set the price target of $8. Last week, KNIGHTSCOPE unveiled their all-new K7 autonomous security robot, leading the way for the company's next generation of parameter protection built for large outdoor environments. The K7 is engineered to patrol vast outdoor areas 24/7, extending protection far beyond the reach of traditional cameras or human guards. And let's be honest, this thing is pretty cool looking too. CEO William Santana Lee stated that we designed the K7 to secure environments previously considered too large, too remote, or too dangerous for conventional solutions, and it's designed and built in America to protect Americans. The K7 can autonomously patrol miles of fence lines, warehouses, and open terrain, protecting large areas that traditional systems can't reach. Built for critical infrastructure, transport hubs, logistics yards, industrial sites, and defense installations, it uses advanced sensors to watch, listen, and patrol while relaying real-time intelligence and situational awareness. KNIGHTSCOPE is now accepting waitlist registrations for the K7, with production expected to begin deployment in the second half of 2026. KNIGHTSCOPE also released their latest earnings report last week too. Revenue has increased 24% from $2.5 million last year up to $3.1 million. However, the gross loss has increased with this. But the company does state in their earnings report that this is largely due to a non-cash inventory write-off of approximately $0.6 million, as the company conducted a comprehensive review during its transition to its new Sunnyvale headquarters and manufacturing facility. Overall, the company's net loss has decreased year over year, and the EPS loss stands at 98 cents compared to 3.58 this time last year. So that is a massive reduction in the net loss per share, which is always a great thing to see and shows that the company is going in the right direction. Looking at the balance sheet, KNIGHTSCOPE is in a far better position now than any period before this. They have total assets of $41 million and total liabilities of $14 million, giving the company an asset to liability ratio of nearly 3:1. Current liabilities amount to only $7.1 million, while they have cash of more than $20 million, and their stockholder equity is more than $26 million. Overall, this is a very strong balance sheet. Remember that this company is now trading at a market cap of only about $55 million. So with all these things considered, this is a very strong balance sheet. What the company needs right now is for revenue to keep increasing, and that is just what they are achieving. The last time I talked about the company, they had been getting some new contracts, but since joining forces with Palantir Technologies in July, KNIGHTSCOPE has been aggressively obtaining new deals. In July, they signed a 2-year agreement with Palantir, joining Palantir's FedStart program to accelerate the company's entry into the US federal marketplace. And since then, they have closed $1.3 million in new sales wins, renewals, and expansions in late July, which includes a substantial 834 brand new ECD bookings, another $1 million in September, and yet another one last month. And then again last week, they achieved another $1 million in new sales and renewals, expanding the recurring revenue base. KNIGHTSCOPE recorded over 60 new ECD sales across multiple sectors, including higher education, healthcare, local governments, and homeowners associations. In addition, hundreds of ECD units were renewed across local government, healthcare, higher education, and utility clients. These renewals reinforce the company's long-term relationships with institutions, further expanding KNIGHTSCOPE's recurring revenue base and customer retention metrics.
But now we have the most cash on hand we've ever had in the history of the company. We have clients, we have technologies, we've got an awesome team. We're in a brand new facility here for our new headquarters in Sunnyvale, California. And I haven't been literally this excited about KNIGHTSCOPE's future in the last 12 plus years.
With their federal clearance through FedRAMP and now a presence in Washington, D.C., this company is no longer just a speculative concept. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and always do your own due diligence. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor, but if you enjoyed this analysis, then please like and comment, and I'll catch you in the next video.